So for students who do not have a Windows computer that they can install Sage 50 on, we've got two options. Either you could borrow a loaner laptop from the GRCC library. There's no cost to borrowing a loaner laptop from the library, and you can have it for the entire semester. However, the laptops are limited in quantity and they do run out quick. So when this class starts, there may or may not be laptops available, and you can check in with the library and call them and ask them, if they have any, are they receiving any back from students. A lot of students don't borrow them for the entire semester, so my experience in the past is that they do receive some return laptops each week, and that sometimes works for my students. Alternatively, what we have is another option is a virtual server that has Windows installed on it, and it already has Sage on it as well. And this option allows you to use your MacBook or your Chromebook, and you can access the Sage software by connecting to this virtual server. So to do that, you get into your device and just go up to your web browser. So I'm in Chrome here, but it'll work on Safari, Edge, whatever you got here. And what we're going to do is type in a web address. It's going to be mydesktop.grcc.edu. So once you're on that landing page, you can install the software on your device. I prefer to just run it inside of the browser. So I'm going to select this Omnissa Horizon web client. Then you'll be prompted to log in. You're going to use your GRCC login credentials here and then click login. Probably going to be prompted to enter a code from your phone or your email. Here we're seeing the different servers that we can connect to. You're going to want to connect to the one that's labeled Student Virtual Lab. So now your browser is going to see that you're logging into a Windows computer. You're going to get several screens that ask you for permissions. Make sure to click OK on those, and then you'll be logged in, and you'll see a desktop that looks something like this. And on that desktop, you are going to see two icons for Sage. The one that you want is going to be the Sage 50 Accounting 2022. And to get into the software for the very first time, you double click on that. Now, because you're using an environment which has many users using it, it's possible that the sample company that's stored in the system might have other users' changes made to it. So you don't want to explore a sample company like the textbook indicates, as well as my instructional video, my walkthrough video indicates. For you, for the very first time, you're going to want to go to our Canvas course, and you're probably going to need to do it in this environment here. So I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to pull up my browser. So in the search here, I'm just going to type in the word Chrome, and then I'm going to log into our Canvas course. So once you're logged into Canvas, you're going to find our course. Here it is on my screen, BA260. And then once you're on the home page of the course, you can scroll down to course resources. And if I scroll a little further down the page here, I have a starter file for chapter 1. So this is the file that we're going to download. You'll also have a starter file for chapter 8 when we get to that. You'll do the same thing. But for right now, I'm just going to hit this arrow to download the chapter 1 starter file. See, it's in my downloads folder. Now I can't just double click on this file to open it. What I'm going to need to do is go into Sage and access it that way. So I'm going to go back to Sage, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to File, and then I'm going to go to Restore. And then here it's asking the location of that file. So I'm going to click Browse, and since I just downloaded it, it's going to be in the Downloads folder right here. And there it is, Chapter 1 starter file. The file extension is PTB, that's Peachtree Backup. Sage used to have a different name, it used to be called Peachtree. So that's where that came from. Select that and click Open. And then I'm going to click Next. I'm going to click the box that says Create a New Company using the restored data, and Next again, and then Next again, and then finally Finish. So then you can watch my walkthrough video, and the rest of it will be applicable to you. The only things that won't be applicable to you is how you get started each time with your company file, as well as where you save your backup files and your reports. So when you create your reports as well as your backups, you're going to want to save them not to the desktop's downloads or documents folder. And the reason why is because every time you connect to this virtual server, you might be connecting to a different instance of it. And what that means is that the files that you save to those locations, they might not be there the next time you log into this. And that's problematic if you don't submit them, and also when you want to continue with the company that you've been working on. And this company that we work on in Chapter 1, Bellwether Garden Supply, it's a sample company that's built into the Sage system. We actually use this in the first 7 chapters, and many of the companies we'll use in the course are going to be used in multiple chapters, so it doesn't work well if you can't access your prior chapter's work, because your balances of your accounts are going to be impacted. It's cumulative work. So what you're going to want to do instead is save to a particular spot. I'm going to demonstrate that right now. So let's pretend like I had done all the activity in Chapter 1. I already had created my reports and submitted them. Now what I'm going to do is go to File, and then I'm going to go to Backup and click Backup. And here's the really important step. Click on this drop down and find the particular location with your username on it. So for me, it's BP Daily. It's my first initial, middle initial, last name. For many of you, it's going to be your first and last name. This is what we refer to as the J drive. It's a network hard drive on GRCC's network that you'll have access to whether you're on campus or using any of these virtual machines. So if you save it here, you'll be able to access it each time you log into the virtual server. So make sure that you save to that particular location. The J drive should see your name there, and you give it a descriptive name. So maybe I'm going to call this Chapter 1 Backup. The book gives specific names, but usually a chapter number might be helpful there. I'm going to click Save, and then that file is saved to that location. I get a little prompt that tells me how much disk space it takes. Just click OK there, and now the backup is being made. And then what happens is when you go back in to Sage, maybe the next time you get back onto this virtual environment, you open up Sage. So when you come back into Sage, the next time you log into this virtual machine, you're not going to click on Open an Existing Company like I do in my walkthrough videos. You're going to do something instead. You're going to click on File and then Restore, and then you're going to browse for that backup. So you're going to browse, and then you're going to click on this drop down, which is saying look in, and you're saying which drive is it in, or which folder is it in. Well, it's in that drive with your name on it. So select that, and then you're going to look at the list here. You're going to see, okay, there's my Chapter 1 backup file. It has to end with the file extension of PTB. There it is. Click Open. Then I'm going to hit Next. And then I'm going to click the box that says create a new company using your stored data, and then next one more time, actually one more time again, and then finish. But yeah, that's the process that you're going to follow each time you get started in Sage.